Hey everyone, it's Cody with Toplift Creative, and I am here today with the amazing Heather Robbins of Robbins Realty Group. I wanted to get Heather on camera today just to talk about marketing and real estate because she does really, really well in West Lynn, which is kind of her market, her jam. And she's just a really amazing person and has a lot to contribute and cares a lot about our industry. And so we're just going to talk a little bit about what's working, what's not working, and really whatever else we feel like. And we're just going to do whatever we want.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thank you for the introduction.
Yeah,
so
thank you so much for coming all the way to St. John's and
oh, my pleasure.
Being here today.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what has been most successful for you in real estate so far in 2018.
So 2018 has been a really great year. We were very deliberate in our business and marketing models and like really wanting to focus in on the 97068 zip code. And that's my hometown. I have a passion for West Lynn. I have a network there that I love, and I want to be giving back to that community. So it aligned with my core values, and I think anytime you take something that you love to do and you align it with everything else that feels right, magic happens.
Yeah.
And so I think
Pretty unstoppable.
Yeah, it's been a great year. Our team has worked really hard. And it's really just a matter of like those daily disciplines every single day, like you take this big huge goal that you have set out and you break it down to small steps and you work backwards, and what do I have to do every single day to get to that goal? And that's what we do. So I wake up pretty early and I get those like high priority things done right away that are going to help me accomplish the big goal, and then I move into the rest of my daily tasks. And I think that that's really helped us move the needle in 2018.
And what are some of those big things that are important to you, the things that actually lead to the result that you want?
So I'm a huge believer in giving to get and like being gratitude based. And so I start my morning with like writing in a gratitude journal.
Okay.
And then I write thank you notes to people who have like touched my life, whether it's clients or friends or the person checking me out at Safeway. I just am a huge believer in that. So I'm sending out handwritten personalized notes every single day. And that has been so fun, like so rewarding to, I've sent this note out and a couple weeks later I run into that person and they're giving me a hug, and like, it's one of those, like, I gave gratitude and I got gratitude back, and it was just so rewarding. And then it's making phone calls, reaching out to clients and making sure that they're taken care of, sending out the data and the information to people who are thinking of buying and selling. A couple other things I do is I'm always listening to podcasts or reading and like seeing what's happening in the market. I think when you know your market, you're never caught flat-footed and wondering, what do I do here? So if you're studying the market and studying what's happening in a certain area, you can feel really comfortable with being able to advise. And really, isn't that what we are? Trusted advisors in real estate?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we hope to be.
From a marketing perspective, like, what are some of the things that your team has done? Because you have a marketing director, Shelly, who is currently hiding from the camera.
And she shouldn't be.
She should
be right here.
That's what I said.
My director of marketing is phenomenal. And so part of our weekly meetings is meeting for marketing. And so my operations manager, Stephanie Stewart, me and Shelly will meet and go over like, what are those big goals for the year, how we're breaking them down, and how are we portraying that through our social media and our online marketing and everything else. And so Shelly has an incredible talent for the aesthetics and like
the brand,
like speaking my voice. She can speak my voice better than I can. Like, she's so good at what she does. And so we're always looking at what is important to 97068 and how can we be providing value to the people in 97068.
And how does that break down into, like, what are some of the things that you've done, maybe weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals, in terms of like, we're going to do social media, we're going to do this many videos, or we're going to focus on blogging, or whatever it might be. Like, what are some of those like deliverables, I guess you could say, or some of the things that you're really focusing on?
So let's look at Instagram. We're very Instagram heavy, and we had a goal that we were going to be posting at least 5 to 6 times a week. So then it's from 5 to 6 times a week. What is that content and what does it look like? Obviously, new listings or solds. But then what can we be providing for the people of West Lynn? And so it's like the Tuesday tips on what you can do with your home, or what you can do for, Shelley just did a really cute one on teachers' gifts and like hostess gifts. And here's awesome. An inexpensive way to provide a nice gift to someone.
I love that because that applies to anybody, right? Like, it doesn't matter if they're a buyer or a seller or a homeowner or a renter. Like, that is something that is applicable to the vast majority of people.
Absolutely. You know? And not everybody that's following Robbins Realty Group on Instagram and Facebook. Shameful ploy. Shame. But not everybody's looking to buy or sell. So how can we be appealing to those people who are following us? So content that's like how to update your home, or best ways to update, how to spend the money correctly. Like things that are going to apply to anyone and everyone. And so we're always looking at what are those contents. So if we're doing 5 to 6 a week, like what does each week look like? Another thing that we've done that has been really great is the national holidays, which is just fun content. I mean, National Taco Day. I get to eat tacos. Like
and because that never happens otherwise, right?
Like all the time, actually. But it's like just fun things to just provide entertainment and put a smile on somebody's face. Like that's very gratifying if we can do something to make other people that are watching us happy.
I love that. We made a big content shift with our clients this year where we're like, the stuff that works is just the stuff that's actually doesn't have anything to do with real estate necessarily.
Isn't that
right?
So true.
So it's like, if you want to sell more real estate using social media, well, don't focus on real estate actually. Like, focus on being the local content person in your area. They will get to know you and love your content. You will get and keep their attention because you're doing stuff they care about. You know, you're writing about stuff that pertains to them, and then in turn, like, they will think of you when the time does come, because you're able to keep their attention. You know, they're not going to tune you out because you're telling them like 7 tips to list your home, you know, in the wintertime. They want to have a conversation about that. Really.
They do.
They don't want an email about that in their inbox.
No, they want to be interacting. And we have found that. Like the DMs, there is magic in the DMs.
Yes. Seriously, the magic is in the comments and the DMs. Like, that's where you actually sell real estate, right?
It's very true. But you have to be interacting.
And they're never going to do that if the post is lame.
Right. If they don't feel like they can trust you and they're comfortable with you. So, that's another thing that we were doing is just like interacting with West Lynn business owners. How can we support your businesses? What are you doing that we can give a shout out on? And I've created great friendships with West Lynn business owners because of just like, hey, I like what you're putting out for content. How can I help and support you?
And that's that awesome gift to get, which I love.
The reciprocity of that, which, you know, I wasn't seeking that out. I was really just wanting to give. And I think that's the thing. It's like...
But that's the way it works, you know?
When you give, you get.
So
one of the things that really spoke to me when I first started following you, you did a video on RESPA.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like, hit home. Like, oh, this is good information. And you just said it with such confidence and in a way that I had never thought of it before, that I'm like, everyone needs to hear this. So you need to hear this. You need to follow Top Left Creative because you will be like schooled on RESPA. Like...
That's a part of it, But we just, you know, we want people to be educated. You know, more than anything.
Like, the content is good. You had the post about, like, how you were stressing about what kind to put out and, like, what to post. And you're like, and I'm just doing it. And I thought, doesn't everyone go through that?
It's the, like, number one problem. You know?
I think there is something, you know, there's all the influencers on social media. And I think it can be kind of overwhelming for real estate brokers to be like,
for anybody.
Well, for anyone, But it's like, I look at me and I'm like, I'm not an influencer. Nobody cares what shoes I'm wearing. Nobody cares, like, where I bought my shirt at. How can I show up on social media and attract people to want to follow me when I'm not showing the greatest Louis Vuitton bag or things like that.
But that's the thing, like, people, okay, in real estate, people are going to work with you because they know, like, and trust you. And the way that they get to know, like, and trust you is by you being your most authentic self on social media. They're going to, and we've talked about this.
We have.
They're going to see you on social media, and if they're your kind of person, they're going to fall in love with you. Then when they meet you in person, they want more of what they have learned of you on social media. Mm-hmm. So A, your biggest asset is you. Mm-hmm. B, you're going to the great thing about social is that people self-select. Mm-hmm. So you're going to work with the people, if you're being authentic, mm-hmm. you're going to work with the people who you want to work with, and you won't work with the people you don't want to work with, because they will self-select themselves out because they've already gotten to know you online.
Yeah.
Right?
Mic drop right there.
Yeah.
You get to, like, harvest the clients you want to work with.
Yeah. And then, like, when people do meet you in person, they want the person that they've gotten to know online. So you need, the more authentic you can be, mm-hmm. then that's a seamless transition.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of being like, whoa, this is, like, totally different. Yeah. You know?
And I can be a little bit reserved at first. Like,
Totally.
You're able to, like, pull out the fun in me, but I can, like...
But it's there, and that's what makes it easy.
It is.
And plus, like, I'm just a weird person in general, so I think that helps.
But, you know, I can be a little bit, like, stiff in front of the camera at first.
It's
Shelly knows.
hard.
Like, she has to, like, pull it out of me. And
it's hard. It is. It really is. Because people have all of these... Because they see those influencers and people that... have been doing it for a long time. Like, practice makes perfect, mm-hmm. and the only way you're going to get better at doing video and starting to feel more comfortable is if you do it the more often that you do it.
Yeah.
And then you start, the great thing is that you do it and you're afraid, and then you get these positive encouragement, right? That kind of keep you going. Conversely, you will get negative criticism from time to time as well. Mm-hmm. And what I often see is that people will take one negative criticism and it will negate the 30 positive pieces of feedback that they've received, and it will shut them down. So I think I told you this when we went to lunch, like, if you just know at the start, mm-hmm. I'm going to get some negative criticism. That's going to happen. But the thing is then when you have this expectation, mm-hmm. that it's going to happen, when that expectation gets met and somebody does say something, you're like, meh. I knew it was going to happen. No big deal, you know? But if you have the expectation and this fear that if it doesn't go perfectly, or if it only goes well, or as long as nobody says anything negative about me, then it's going to be fine. And then when it happens, it blindsides you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so if you just know, some people are not going to like what I have to say, and some people don't know when to just keep it to themselves, and they're going to have to say something mean. What are some of the things that you're going to focus on in 2019? Because things are changing.
Oh, they are
and we are going to have to work harder, mm-hmm. for less. Mm-hmm. And it's not just gonna come like it has been in the past, you know?
Yeah, we gotta, like, roll up our sleeves.
Yeah, it's time to get down and dirty.
Yeah, so in a seller's market, I believe it's easier. Mm-hmm. I just think a seller's market is easier. You have less supply, you got a lot of demand, and so listings move faster, less days on market.
Yep.
Buyers feel this anxiousness to buy right away.
So they act.
Okay, so now we're in a balanced market. We're not mm-hmm. quite into that buyer's market. We're in a balanced market, and I see us moving into a buyer's market. Cool. Buyer's market is great. Yeah. It just means longer days on market. Mm-hmm. Buyers take a little bit longer to decide and buy. Negotiations can be, you have a little bit bigger gap that you have to bridge in negotiations than mm-hmm. in a seller's market. Mm-hmm. So what are we doing at Robbins Realty Group to, like, focus on that in 2019? We're definitely, like, hitting the database and, like, really reaching out to clients and finding out what are your needs. It might not be buying and selling.
What do you do? Like, what's your kind of game plan for your your database, because that is something, the gold is in the database. It really is. And it fathoms me how many realtors like don't even have literally a database, let alone are they marketing to it. I mean, you have one, but you have to put it somewhere so that you can use it, you know.
You gotta
so
take
like
the stuff to do the stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you do to serve your database and to stay in front of them?
Yeah, so many points of contact. I think Keller Williams believes in, is it 33 points of contact?
Yeah.
I want to have really genuine contact with my database. So it is gratitude notes, it's calling them, it's texting them, it's emailing them, sending out our newsletter. It's finding ways that they need and then providing for that need. And if it's being on social media and seeing them posting that they're going on a vacation. Yeah. By golly, like I want to have a great time on your vacation.
It's that interaction part we've talked about, right?
Authentic interaction.
Instead of posting and then waiting for people to comment on your stuff, why can't you go and comment on others?
Absolutely.
You know, and then in turn, like you're starting that wheel instead of waiting for someone else to start it. It's a proactive way of being social.
Yes.
And a real way.
In a real true way. Being a friend.
Right. That's the funny thing is this stuff in its nature is actually pretty easy. We overcomplicate it. Way overcomplicate it.
Yes. Just be a friend. Be true, be sincere with the people that you're interacting with. So the other things that we are doing, so database is huge. Yep. And then also looking at who are the buyers. So millennials, they're buyers. My generation is upsizing and baby boomers are downsizing. 3 huge markets that you can be looking at. And then looking at, is there a certain market, like, do I really want to really work with millennials and figure out how do I educate them, help them understand how to overcome, I don't have a lot of down payment. No problem. There's a lot of loan packages out there that can help you purchase a home and giving that education.
And how do I understand them too with preconceived misconceptions that I may have about them as a generation, right?
Yes. Everyone thinks that they're prolonging buying. That is not true. No. They are buying. They're just needing to save their down payment and they don't know really how much they need to save sometimes. Yeah. So can we just help them with that?
Yeah. And they graduated college in the middle of the recession, so they're a little gun shy, you know?
Yes. Really understanding that demographic.
I graduated college in 2006, you know?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Right at the edge of it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's educating the demographics that you're wanting to work with. We have a lot of baby boomers that are downsizing right now. In Westland in particular, there's sellers that are moving from their homes into Mary's Woods. Okay. That is an overwhelming thought. If you've lived in a home for 20, 30 years, and perhaps you're not as spry and strong as you used to be, and so you're trying to figure out how do I move and downsizing and get rid of and what do I take with me and who helps me with that because I can't lift all of this stuff. Educating that seller on I can help you and I have a team of people that are able to help make this smooth and easy for you. So providing value to the people that you're wanting to work with. Yeah. And social media, I mean, the content you're putting out, if people follow what you're doing on Top Left Creative, you're educating them on hey, here's some ideas on how to interact with these clients. Yeah. So database, looking at our demographics, what can we do to help educate them and serve them?
How do you reach out to those people?
Okay, I'm thinking on that because I have most of them, people I'm wanting to reach out to are in my database. So I'm just serving my database.
So you're saying
But if I wanted to farm,
if a millennial comes to you, you know their specific needs. Yeah. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, if they come to me, but if so I've been in the business a while, so they do come to me. But if I'm out there, if I'm a new broker and I'm out there searching, it's farming, it's trying to have as many points of contact with people as possible. It's getting out there and socializing, volunteering. Yeah.
I think so many people want to hide behind social media as a way so that people will come to them so that they don't have to do the work of getting in front of people.
And in 2019, you can't do that.
Mm-mm.
Like, you can do some of that.
Yeah.
But you have to get out from behind the screen and, like, work. That's part of the roll up the sleeves and get to work. 2019 is going to be points of contact, volunteering, serving.
Yeah. And I do think that you can use social media to get in front of people if you're being authentic.
Sure.
And being you as a person and not using it to sell. Like, that's a great way to kind of leverage yourself and be in more places at once. But if you're a new broker and you don't really have a database or a lot of people, you do need to get out and be involved in anything. Like, it's not like getting out for real estate specific stuff. It's actually getting out and doing not real estate stuff, right? Like,
just serving your community.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was on a pool board for years. I go on field trips with my children to school. Like, I want to do that, and the people I'm interacting there are also wanting to do that. So I'm already, like, have something in common with the people I'm interacting with. Serving at different charities in the area.
And that commonality, I think, is
huge.
And it's so easy to build that know, like, and trust when you already have something in common.
Yes.
You know?
And they see you doing something that's valuable.
Yeah,
for the
that they
community.
also care about.
Yeah.
Right?
So the social media is huge, and it is a great way to leverage yourself and get in front of other people. But you have to do the other side too.
Yeah,
when I was first starting out, there wasn't social media. I mean, email was just coming out. The internet
wasn't a thing.
On the line.
Well, let's be honest though, social media's really only been around for 10 years at most.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, the iPhone's been out for 10 years. Let's let that sink in. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember your first iPhone?
I do. I waited in line.
Did you?
I camped out all night in front of the AT&T store to get the iPhone 3G when it came out. I was even on the news.
Really? Hot stuff.
I know, right?
In Utah?
Yeah, in Salt Lake.
Nice. What'd you say? What did they?
I don't even remember.
You're like, I've been up all night. I just need my phone.
They're like, why do you think this is great? I'm like, why is it not great? You see this thing? And I mean, now it's like, what is that? That's so cute. Little brick thing.
That little thing.
You know,
that took forever to get in.
But now they're also like $1,200, right?
I know.
It's literally a computer and a little device. It's awesome.
It's amazing. It is.
But awesome.
How? I mean, let's let that sink in. We could work anywhere. Like, as long as I have my phone, I can work anywhere. And that's the beauty of this business.
Yeah.
So you can be working and out serving. You can be working and at a field trip.
That's a way good point. And those are all great touch points for social media too. People always they're struggle for content. The content is just what you're doing in your day. It's everything you're already doing. Gary Vaynerchuk always says, document over create.
I love Gary V.
Document over create. If you watch his videos, they're all of him in meetings, you know, like they're just him doing what he's doing as a CEO.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's so inspiring.
Yeah. And people love that, like, real life kind of behind the curtain background thing.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
This is something that Shelly and Stephanie brought up to me. We started something on Instagram called Ask Heather. And at first I was like, Ask Heather. Oh, what are they going to ask me?
No, but Heather knows though, right? But you're learning.
I'm learning that I do need to share that information because it's
you
here.
You gotta get it out of your noggin.
Yeah, but I just kind of sometimes assume everybody knows that and they don't.
That is a huge mistake.
That I know.
We all make that mistake. I make that mistake with social media and websites all the time for our clients that they should just know that. And then I tell something that I would think is basic and they're like,
mind blown.
What did you just tell me? Right? Because we forget. You just forget. Yeah. You're in your own stuff all the time. You forget.
All right. So what are your goals for 2019?
World domination. No.
Yes.
So one of the big problems that we have kind of realized, my team and I, is that just nobody knows who we are, right? Mm-hmm. So our goal is awareness and to provide as much value as possible and to be super real. Like, you know, like I don't mince words.
No,
I am not
I love
fluffy. Because there is so much misinformation and stuff going on, and realtors are preyed upon. You know, it's like chum in the water, and there are sharks everywhere. It's true. And there are all of these people that are like, oh, I'll do this thing and I'll get you all these leads online. But leads aren't the thing. Like, you need conversions and you need relationships in this business. Like, you have to actually, like, okay, you can get leads, that's great. But what are you going to do with them, and how are you going to nurture them, and how are you going to get them to actually respect you as a professional? And that's where the know, like, and trust thing comes in. You know?
That's great.
So our goal is just to get in front of as many realtors as possible, provide them value, and try to get them to think about things in a different way. Just quit thinking about like leads and numbers and start thinking about people and transactions and lives, you know?
Yeah.
Because I just like, I don't know, like the whole numbers thing, like cold calling and like, that is
I don't drink that
rough.
Kool-Aid.
I don't either. That is a rough way to live. And I'll tell you what, I made the mistake of putting my contact information in, what is it? What's the big one? Not Loan Depot, but
Quicken?
no, not Quicken, but the main big aggregator. Dang it, I can't believe I'm forgetting.
It'll come to you.
Anyway, I made the mistake of putting my information in there the other day, and you should see my phone.
Is your phone just blowing up?
I put this actually on Instagram. This is what has happened in the last 2 days. Do you see all of those missed calls?
No, do not do that.
I have been called by probably 15 different lenders, probably like 4 times each.
No.
You know, so they just sold my information immediately. And I know there's stuff in the fine print that says that's what they're going to do, but like,
don't
what
do that to
a bad
people.
reputation, you know?
Yeah,
I put that on my Facebook and my Instagram, a copy of my call log, and everybody, including all of my realtor friends, were like, this is like the worst thing ever, you know?
Okay. We just hit a nerve.
Yeah.
Nerve hit.
Yeah.
So let's talk about when somebody cancels the listing.
Oh, that's
and
rough.
they are inundated
Yeah.
with people, with real estate brokers calling, trying to convert business.
Yeah.
You're just making people mad. Don't do it. Don't be that person.
It's giving us a bad reputation in the industry.
It's terrible.
It's making people upset that they ever dealt with a realtor in the first place.
Yes.
And I've heard that they get kind of rude.
Oh yeah, no, I've had sellers that like we are taking it off for the holidays and we'll put it back on in the spring, and they're still working with me, and they'll be like, Heather, make this stop. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I can't.
There was a post in a Facebook group, the Masters of Real Estate Facebook group, where a realtor, somehow his phone number got listed as the owner's phone number on a listing that they took off the market for a period of time. And he posted in the group and said, please, like, I am basically feeling what our clients feel when this happens, and I'm like begging you, like, we need some kind of policy as a group about what is allowed and not allowed, because like I literally cannot. He said I couldn't dial out. I could not use my phone because there too many calls were coming in that he couldn't actually make a call. Isn't that awful?
That is awful. Like, that is not good business.
No.
And who is going to sell their largest investment to somebody who's cold calling them trying to get
Here's the thing, though. It does work because people do it.
A blind squirrel gets a nut every once in a while.
Just because exactly. But that doesn't mean that you should do it, right?
That's
doesn't
not how
mean
I
that
do
it's
business.
the best way to go about getting business.
Right. There's other, more organic, more sincere, more gratifying ways.
Yeah. And by the way, for 95% of agents that get into the business because they want the freedom and flexibility and because they love people, that will kill you. It will, right?
Yeah.
You will end up hating it because you'll think that this is the only way to do it because that's how this successful team in your office is doing it.
Yeah.
But if you're not doing it your way and in a way that makes you happy, in a way that makes you feel good,
that's truth.
You'll
word to your mother on that.
Ounce.
I mean, really, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, that's how we have built our business.
Yeah.
It is not cold calling. It is not door knocking. Now, not to take away from anybody who does that, but that does not line up with what's going on in here.
There are a million ways to skin a blind squirrel.
That's just not the way we're going to do it. But you can build
Yeah.
a legacy and a strong foundation in this industry by doing it how it feels right to you.
Yeah.
But you do have to do the work. Anybody who thinks it's just coming to you, no.
Especially not this coming year or years.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And I've seen these waters before. You've seen these waters before. And
I started in these waters.
Yeah. And if you can start in these waters and do it,
yeah.
golden. But there's so many new brokers in the industry who haven't seen what it's like to be in a buyer's market or a balanced market, and they don't.
And they don't know what it takes to get and keep the business. They don't understand that, like, you have to work your database. You have to cultivate those relationships. People don't just walk in. They don't just respond to a Facebook ad. I mean, they may. Those are all things that happen. I'm not saying they don't, but the vast majority of agents get the vast majority of their business from their database.
That's
from
true.
referrals.
And
I have never met an agent who wasn't, like, had the cold call model, who the majority of their business didn't come from referrals.
Well, and it's not sustainable if it doesn't come from referrals in your database.
Exactly.
Like, because you can have these leads coming, but if you're not cultivating what's going on in your database, then once you're done with those transactions, crickets.
Yeah.
And that's no fun.
Yeah.
So if you want to build a long-term
and you work so hard to build that relationship with them and to get them to trust you, like, you should leverage that.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
You can fish and put bait out for one fish, or you can deep sea and put out a big old net, bring in a lot of fish.
Yeah.
But it's like cultivating all those different areas, the social media, your database, interacting, volunteering, serving.
Yeah.
Handwritten notes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of all the things I do. I would have to, like, sit down and, like, really think
I think
about
that's
all the
it.
things
Like,
I do.
email, we do, like, blogging for our clients because that gives us a reason to email them, right?
Okay, let's talk about blogging. Where do you see blogging as something that is fading out or still?
No, I don't see
happening?
it fading out. I mean, it's still, blogging is still a great way to disseminate valuable information, that is not just, that can't be said in a sentence. There are going to be people that like to read, and there are going to be people that like to watch a video. And you have to be able to market to both of those people.
Okay.
And I think that blogging is a great way to do that.
Okay.
It allows you the space to expand on a tough topic.
Okay.
And real estate, sometimes we have some meaty things that we have to talk about and work through.
Yeah.
And blogging is a great way for you to put down that information, break it down in a way that makes sense. And, we use blogging and recommend our clients to use blogging. A lot of times it's not necessarily for SEO, for search engine optimization, which is a strategy to use blogging for. But you want to be that trusted advisor for people. And if you can say, like, I have a blog post on my website about that. Let me send you the link, right? If you create a blog post out of every client question that you get asked, that you always get asked.
Yes.
And then when they ask you that question, you can say, well, here's how this works, blah, blah, blah. But let me send you a blog post about that so you can read up more on it, right?
Sure.
That's a fantastic way to go. And then we also blog, like, for our clients, a lot of our blog has nothing to do with real estate. It's about local stuff here in Portland.
Okay.
So we wrote a blog post on the top charities in this area that need your help this holiday season. And then we use that, we email that out to our clients' databases.
Yeah.
Because it's valuable information. I live here and I read that blog post, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's important to me, and it doesn't matter if I'm a buyer, seller, renter, home buyer.
It applies to you.
And it gives me, as the realtor, a touch point.
Yes.
It's all about those touch points, right? It's one more touch point. And then also out of that blog, I can turn that into 10 social media posts.
Oh,
I can do one post about every single charity that I wrote about, you know? I can do a video. I can go to the charity and do a video, you know, interviewing the director about things that they need this holiday season. You know, I mean, they're
like tangible things.
Like Gary Vee is always saying, like, those cornerstone pieces of content. So for him, it's his videos. He's recording his daily life, his speeches, and then those turn into a podcast, social posts, a LinkedIn article, a Medium article. Like, he repurposes stuff. That's literally his game. And we feel the same way. Like, we'll write a really great blog post, and then now we have social posts. We have content that our clients can use to record a video. You know, it's like we're doing the heavy lifting and kind of providing that for them, and then they can go above and beyond. So that's how I think blogging is really super useful. And then in addition to that, if you're writing custom content and you are using some SEO practices, then there is a chance that you'll rank for that article. But that's a very long-term strategy. So
long-term,
yeah,
it's a good way to go.
Yeah,
I mean, that.
Yeah, you should like. I always believe that you should act as if you're going to be in this business for the rest of your life, and that you should make decisions based on that.
Yes.
You know, and not how do I get my next client.
Right.
How do I create a sustainable business that will last for 40 years? It changes what you do.
That was brilliant. It's true.
It's true, right?
Don't look at the 100-meter dash.
Yeah.
Look at the marathon.
Oh, so true.
And like you got to prepare for 26.2 miles.
Yeah. So, in summary, we are going to spend a lot of time on our clients, right? Learning what they need, staying in touch with them, and then we're going to double down on being our authentic selves on social media.
I'm going to work
yes,
very
we
hard
are.
on that.
Oh, you've got me now, so I'm gonna literally push you off that cliff.
I love
myself.
it. I welcome the opportunity.
And it's just about creating those touch points, right? Staying in front of them, letting them know you care, being involved in things. It sounds simple, and it is kind of simple. We overcomplicate it.
Yeah. It's very simple, but not everybody does it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Those people that are going to really, like, blossom in this coming market are the ones who are doing the work, doing all the work, not just a little bit, all the work, and are, like, sincerely giving. I think that's
diving in, like, committing with the marathon, like you said.
Yeah. No 100-meter dash, people.
Yeah.
Just marathon.
That's right.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you. Appreciate
Heather Robbins of Robbins Realty Group. She's amazing. You should follow her on social media. She and her team do some really awesome stuff, and she'd be a really great point of inspiration for, I think, realtors everywhere. Thank you for doing this with me and being here.
You are so great,
I'm so
and you're
excited.
so creative and fun. And real estate brokers, you need to follow Cody. Upper left creative.
Top left.
Top left.
Same thing.
Oh, because we're in the upper left. Top left creative, and we live in the upper left corner.
It's okay. Do you want a secret?
What?
We're changing our brand at the end of the year.
Oh, what?
I'll tell you offline because it's a secret.
It's a secret.
Yeah, I don't want to tell anybody, but
okay,
big deal.
All right.
So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
You.
2019 is going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
And we're working together on some things.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
So stay tuned because it's going to be really awesome.
Cool. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a wonderful holiday season, and we will see you soon.